In the summer of 2008, I had the privilege of attending my very first AVID Summer Institute. After the first day, when we met with the rest of the site team, I immediately grabbed my principal by the hand and begged her to let me be the first AVID teacher from Waipahu High School. Needless to say, it didn't take much for me to get AVIDized. You guys know the word, right? AVIDized? Okay. The AVID curriculum gave teachers permission to build relationships and a trust with AVID students, much like a family member would. I learned that the AVID teacher was an advocate for her students, the class cheerleader, and at times the tough love giver. But for the students that AVID focused on, these are the ingredients that the adults in their lives needed to have as a major part of their personality. These three characteristics describe me to a T: advocate, cheerleader, and aloha. I knew from this point on I had to become an AVID teacher for me to get some sort of career satisfaction. In the pursuit of success, regular teachers are often taught to keep a professional distance from students so that we can be objective when we're grading them or comparing their skills and achievements to others. However, this distance was an obstacle for me. In the pursuit of success, for true belief of learning to occur, I had to be okay with being vulnerable with my emotions. I showed students how much I genuinely cared for them by answering their phone calls at home about school and life questions, having an understanding ear, and attending their games or performances. They were always appreciative of me being there for them and performed the best that they could in school, because they didn't want to let me, their AVID mom, down. In the end, when my students were seniors, it all paid off because we got to celebrate college acceptances, scholarships, awards, and even military achievements. After 4 years of teaching AVID, I witnessed life-changing and for some, life-saving impacts on students' lives. I will forever remember the student who, with the structure and caring that was inherent in AVID, turned his life around. Once a hardcore gangbanger, he had since graduated high school, enlisted in the military, excelled in boot camp, became a full-fledged United States Marine, and is now on track toward becoming a lawyer. This is just one example of the 24 students who set precedents at Waipahu High School for being the very first AVID graduating class in 2012. They indeed pursued success as they earned a total of $800,000 in scholarships. This year's 2013 AVID senior class pursued success in their own way and earned a total scholarship earnings of over $2.3 million. Through my years of being an AVID teacher, I have held 3 basic beliefs in my heart that drive me to do my best day in and day out. First, AVID students want to be challenged. They recognize that the challenging work will prepare them for college in the long run. AVID students want a sense of family and stability in the classroom. Oftentimes, the AVID students' home life is not the typical traditional family by any standard. School is where they seek solace, guidance, and unconditional love. Lastly, AVID students want a better life for themselves than what their parents had. When my first AVID class came together in the fall of 2009, I was well prepared to give them the best AVID education I could. Year after year, it only got better. Year after year, we grew closer as a family. And sadly, year after year, their senior year, we parted ways. I was confident that my very first AVID class would spread their wings in this world and infect those around them with the AVID attitude. They say that teachers have a huge impact on so many lives, especially those who've been teaching many, many years. For me, it's been 16. I never thought that in just 3 short years, my AVID students and the AVID way of teaching would have impacted me so much more. I hope that my story inspires up-and-coming AVID teachers to make this commitment just as I was inspired. I would like to thank a few people who were instrumental in my journey. Thank you to my AVID site team, especially Mrs. Eunice Fukunaga, our site coordinator, Mr. Howard Tomotani, our AVID counselor, Mrs. Pat Pedersen, our principal at the time, who had the guts to start our school out on the AVID journey, our current principal, Mr. Keith Hayashi, who continues to put AVID strategies and beliefs at the forefront of our school culture, my LOES house teachers, who are my support group and my guinea pigs, who were willing to open up their classrooms to the possibilities that AVID could have on non-AVID students. And lastly, to my husband, who was my #1 cheerleader and always gave me the encouragement to dream big. Thank you.